Hello. Hello, Asima. You can write your name and roll number in the chat board so that we can mark you present. Is it audible to you? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Is it audible? Hmm, okay. You can write your name and roll number in the chat board to make it
Okay,
better.
sir. Okay, sir.
Chinmay, you can write your name and roll number in the chat board. Huh? Niranjan, you can also write your name and roll number. Okay, we will start our discussion. So last class we discussed up to how we can go for the part of your horizontal and vertical uh, representation of your management. Is the screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So uh, as for the part of your requirement here, we can find different managerial uh, discussions that we have to do today, depending on the levels and depending on the process of business. So here in the second unit, with respect to the organizational structure, organizational behavior, organizational characteristics, we have to proceed further. Now, in the second unit, you can find here normally, first we will discuss about business functionality, and then we have to look into the part of your managerial levels. But remember, managerial levels will decide what kind of business functionality we can go for. It may be sales, it may be manufacturing, it may be finance, maybe HR, or maybe material management. So looking into the management functionality and their level of working, we can able to decide further. And then information requirements can be different for any business functionality to another business functionality, and then we will try to analyze that whether the requirements are sufficient or not. And finally we will go for discussing the tools by which we can able to go for the requirement analysis to foolproof. So coming to the first here, we first will need to know what may be the different possible objectives. So if somebody try to go for the objectives to understand, we can say that management functionalities are various level of requirements with respect to the organization only, and organizations has to be characterized, and depending on the characteristics of the organization the level has to be decided. So we need to understand the business process, and this process can be understandable only when the information requirements can be gathered on the prior level, and then we can go for getting the informations to be processed. Then finally comes to the part of your methods, what methods you are going to make use of. So it can be a part of your bottom up approach to gain the information, whether it is a top down approach to gain the information, whether you go for the part of your horizontal slicing information, whether you will go for the vertical slicing information. So what kind of method you are going to use, that also makes a system to be more foolproof with respect to the part of your management functionality. And then we can decide what kind of levels we can. Now if you look into the management levels with respect to different possible requirements, that means to say here what kind of other possibilities we can go for with respect to the part of your managerial issues. So managerial issues, if you look into there, uh, we can say we have to find out a process with respect to different managerial decisions. So here if somebody say that can I go for the part of your execution levels, we can also say that this execution levels can be decided, based on different other possibilities that we are looking for. So what are the other possibilities? So you can look into the managerial policy. Here we have planning functions, we have organizing functions, we have coordinating functions, we have directing functions, and finally comes to the control. Now these are the basic functions based on which we expect that the part of your management function definitely processed. But if you look into that, what kind of different other functions we can make into. So normally we can say the managerial functions are normally divided into three different levels. One can be called as the top level, then we have the medium level, or we can say middle level, then we can come to the bottom level, or we can say the execution level. So these all five different functions must be in between three different levels of work. Now, if somebody say that what kind of particular plannings we would like to go for, so planning normally says that what process we are going to adopt the forecast the future in advance. So here it may be a case your experience may work for you, your skill may work for you, it may be one of the best characteristics of it. Then your analysis power with respect to the experience, that also works a lot. Then what input you have to plan, so what information, based on what information you are planning for the part of your forecasting, that also makes a decision that whether your plan is good or not. So if you look into the plans are basically two to three types, one can say that we can go for tactical plans, we can go for strategical plans, and this tactical and strategical plans always switch in between to give you a better perfection to forecast the future. So tactical plans are based on techniques, or we can say technical requirements, and strategical plans are based on the market study, so that we can able to find out a better planning of your future. So you can go on asking questions, but getting a right answer which fits you best, that is also expected to whom you are asking the question. It may be the customer, it may be the third party from which you are gathering the information. So it can be the introducer to which you are talking also for the particular requirement of information. So introducer, you can know in the market there are many vendors are there who sells information. So selling of information nowadays is a big business, and that informations are coming from telecom, that business is coming from the part of your tele-interneting. So that kind of particular requirement is also there, where we can able to gather information. So that makes a deal that to whom you are asking the question and how better he can able to answer it. Then coming to the part of your organizations. So regarding organizations, yesterday we discussed, but here and this need to be a functionality which decides organization it process of identifying or any organizing requirement, or we can say the part of your any possibility of identifying the entire job and further divide them into your convenient working skill style. So that may be a part of your organizing the system. So it may be a case can be able to identify entire job what I have to do, and then we can subdivide it as per our skills, or we can say as per the available skill we. So this may be the part of your requirement here, and we can find out the organizations to be in groups, to be in subgroups, to be in single person, and to be with authorities to decide what to carry out in case of the job and what to carry out with respect to the plan. So this is what uh, we can go for organizations. Then coming for the part of your leadership, or we can say we could find out with respect to the organization who coordinates all the particular divisions of jobs. So who coordinates all the part of your jobs? We can say coordinating the process of putting the right person in the right particular group with their skills with respect to the job requirement. So this is very necessary, because if you are not able to place the particular requirement at particular need, then only it can meet each other. Otherwise it will make a diversification of job, where we can say one job requirement is different and the person's skill is different if they are not meeting each other. So coordinating is one kind of directing, or we can say directing somebody to go for a particular command to obey, and then only the functionality will start. So it is one kind of communication. Remember, communication is possible when they support the first requirement supports the skill available with the person. Then only it can be possible, or else it cannot be. Now coming to the part of your further requirements with respect to the coordination, directions, and so on. So what we can say, I can possibly say I will go for the controllings. So we can communicate, we can able to divide, we can do everything. But remember, if you are working with a function, then function must have a control. So this must be your braking system. Control is the function to ensure that things are going in the right direction. There are two different things you can remember. In normally testing, we say what the product is right. It is a right product. So these two statements seems to be same, but they have their different meanings. So the product is right, and product is right, and the other one is the it is a right product. So this communicates to control that how better way you controlled during the design. So actually the performance must be compared, and we can able to fix our next goal based on the previous comparison, so that significantly I can work on my drawbacks. And if I can work on my drawbacks, I can take corrective measures for them. Then I can bring the things into the track if they are not in the right track to design the particular service lines. Then if you go for the controlling structures also, they can go for fixing a standard. So if you have a performance issue, you can fix a standard so that everybody must be going for meeting that standard. It may be termed as target also. Now, if you go for the measurement can possibly go for the performance to check. But if you are checking for the performance even, then don't forget the performance has to believe, or performance has to come across the benchmarkings. So every performance must be checked with the benchmarkings, where benchmark will decide whether it can be the part of your we can say standard benchmarking, international benchmarking. So based on the requirement, I will try to follow. So we can say electrical items, it must be certified by the ISI mark. If you go for many possible benchmarkings to look into whether your performance is good, whether your performance is bad. Now this is what we have as for the controlling structure. Then coming for the next, comparing the actual with standard, and then we can go for finding the deviations is normally nowadays we do. But at this particular point of time, if you are looking into the actual standards, at this particular point we can say finding your deviations only can be possible when we are in the process of using it, otherwise not. So at this point of time, we always look into that what kind of different deviations we have. Then go for the part of your corrective measures to take. What kind of corrective measures we can take? We can possibly say controlling other requirements with respect to your corrections. That also be one part of it. So always take corrective actions or corrective measures within a fixed period of time. So it should be time driven. Otherwise, it should be we can say event driven. If something goes wrong, I can take corrective measures. But if something goes then wrong, I can able to go for a corrective measure. It looks bad. Better you should go for a part of your periodical corrective measures. It would be costly, but it should make a proper system arrangement so that we cannot face any kind of problem. So as I told, the functions always comes with the levels. So associated with the levels, we have functions, and with respect to the functions, this associated levels must be taken into your. So here we can say any of these particular levels, whatever we are taking care of, they can possibly look into that what kind of particular managerial levels we are going for. So what kind of managerial levels when we ask, I can go for the part of your top level, and we can go for the part of your middle level. So this top level and middle level will be one up another in a hierarchy. But if you look into the part of your operational management, which is supposed to be called as business, this may be different than the top level and middle levels. So why I'm saying it is different, because the operational level management works on the bottom line, but the top level only takes the decision. The middle level will try to find out a harmony, you can say, try to find out a productive harmony, so that the operational persons can able to work in in the system. So they try to provide a better environment, that they try to provide a better intensify system. That means technically very sound, and we can say try to adopt new technologies, so that operational management will be very easy on their skills they have, so that they can able to work better. So this is what as for the system requirement we can make use of. Then coming to the usability of each of the levels, coming to the part of your each levels, when we ask, we can possibly say the top level managers or and the bottom or middle level managers are supposed to be who? So in the top level manager, we have senior management executives. These senior management executives normally called to be as top level persons, and here we may have chief executive, chief financial officers, chief operational officers, chief information officers. So everybody here, president, vice president, so all are top level people. Actually, these people have will have very less technical knowledge, and often they what they do they need to do. They normally say that how to carry out the job. That is their intention always. So said these managers will constitute the management team, but they supposed to be at different departmental levels, and every departmental levels will have their every in the CEOs or CEOs, something. So top level managers only taking the decision. What they do, they make the decisions affecting the entire firm. So here we can say they can take decision, but they do not know how to carry out. So it may be a case they will sometimes take wrong decisions also. So top level managers do not direct the day to day activity. They will do what they will suddenly say that what exactly you want to do. So that they possibly say. And they set what they set the goal. So what we have to do, that is the part of requirement. What they do, they possibly say that this goal you have to go for. So this organization has to be here in the top level only because of these regions. So they want to set the goals, and the goals has to be carried out by the further levels we. So here we can say, at this particular level, we can go for on the part of your all necessary requirements one after another. And then come to the part of your middle level. So in the middle level managerial system, we can say that some of the particular CEOs, some of the particular other possibilities are there, or other possible posts will be there who can take the decision in the top level. Now coming to the part of your middle level, what we have in case of your middle level managers, what we have, I can possibly say the middle level managers are those in the levels below to the top. And here who are they? They are the middle managers. So we can possibly say general manager, plant manager, regional manager, divisional manager, and so on. And these middle level managers are the responsible for carrying out the goals set by the top level managements. So normally we can say the responsibility when given, the responsibility will be given based on some requirement, and we have to meet that. So here setting the goals for their department, for other business units, so it can be a part of your requirement, but this part of requirement can be met by the middle level managers. So they can possibly do motivations, they assist, they go for the part of your uh, particular requirements to fulfill of their team persons, and then try to meet the goal. So this can be a way we can say middle level managers were involved in the day to day working. So they normally involved in day to day working in the company, but at this point, if you look into their involvement also depends on what orders has been given from the top level. Depending on that, we can say. So here we can say we come from the top level manager to improve the organization to the bottom line. But and, doing this in a true manner sometimes difficult. It is not possible always. Then coming for the part of your job lines, if you go for the middle level manager, they are very widely in terms of responsibility and also takes care of the salary. So depending on the size of the company, depending on the number of particular middle level managements you are carrying out, based on that, your employees, their salaries, their look into locations, they are coming for the part of your timings, everything is depends on you. And you have to carry out the employees work with respect to their promotions, with respect to their level of salary, with respect to the increments what they are supposed to get on time to time. So this has to be placed before the top level managers with the proof that what you had done, and based on which you will get your things completed. So we can say here middle level manager not only works for the organization, but also they works for their team even, to facilitate different time to time needs of their own. So and the technical skills in case of the part of your middle level comes much more responsible in comparison to the top levels also. So yeah, we can come for the last one, that's called as operational level. So here the first level managers, they are also called as first line supervisors, and here the managers have to go for a job title such as office manager, shift supervisor, departmental supervisor, or we can say the crew leader, store manager, and so on. So we can also go for the first line managers with responsibility for daily management of line works, and here the employees who actually produce the product for the particular service, they have to look into whether they are with all necessities which can able to satisfy the customer or not. So here, first level managers typically do not set the goal for the organization. They have a very strong influence on the company, but they have to go for the managers most of the requirements to fulfill. So they will interact with the employee daily basis, and managers performs poorly, or employees performs poorly, may lack of motivations, they have to look into, so that those things can be taken care of. And here they can also go for the employees who are performed from their line of positions, really they must be awarded with. So this kind of things they have to carry out. Then in this level also we have other necessities, that how much knowledge you have based on your experience, because in this level experience will be required, because you are directly dealing with the executors or operational persons who may be having very good technical knowledge in comparison to you. So number of organization in days of environment, you already worked, based on that how much experience you have, how much knowledge you have. So whether it is a primary knowledge, whether it is a secondary knowledge, whether it is a part of your deeper knowledge, we have to analyze, based on which we can take a decision whether I will go for a research development, whether I will put you in the part of your knowledge extraction or analysis. So which part we can work for. So normally a decision will be taken by the manager over here. Then coming to the next level, where we say the interactions. Interactions can be done with respect to all the levels. So we can meet top levels, we can meet bottom levels, as we called as the part of your operational or executor level. So the bottom level, everybody wants to meet to the bottom level to motivate them, to give them inspirations, how they can possibly feel that organization is for them, and they can work time to time with respect to a better condition. So here we can take a decision that at one point of time, when we are going for new company, we have to think of once that whether you are getting a better salary, whether you are getting a better environment, whether you are getting a better working environment when you are joining it. So strategically or tactically, if you are thinking, then we can say this thinking must be look into a proper condition so that we can check whether we are working or. So this injection of interaction of injections with respect to the informations must be taken into the consideration, and we can find out the proper plans to execute. So let me see. Mm, Okay, anybody if not written their roll number, they can write their name and roll number here for their attendance. So coming to the part of your interaction level with respect to the requirement, we can possibly say here with respect to our requirement, you can see the top level management, the middle level management, and the part of your bottom level operational management. So everybody is look like in the same platform, and if you go for, they are necessarily saying that what exactly we are working for. So here their requirements are different and their working style is different. So what the top level management will do, top level management will come for a policy, and we all have to go by that. We cannot say we cannot follow this policy. So definitely at this particular point of time, the policy has to be designed by the top level executives. Then every policy must have a plan to execute. They prepare the plan with respect to their requirements. I do not know whether the plan will be executable or not. Sometimes this happens. Now, plans must follow some of the particular plan must have some particular objectives to fulfill. Then only we can go for the plans, or else not. So this could be having some relation with respect to the middle level management, so that we can say the top level management and middle level management will work sometimes together, and they flow the information from the top level to the middle level, so that we can able to understand what really we want to work for. So here understanding the level, understanding the requirement, we can say that we are trying to gathering the knowledge how we could better work for the organization. Now you can see in the middle level what we have. Middle level, we also have targets. We have to create revenue, we have to look into the cost. So plans are always looking into the revenue, whereas the cost always looking into the objectives. Because whenever your objectives will change, the cost will also vary. I mean to say, if your use cases will changes, and definitely the cost will vary. So if you are not using a service, why I will pay for it? So objectives will change, the cost effectiveness will come. So here we can say the top level managers normally uses the use cases. So depending on the use case requirement, here I can possibly say the top level manager and will look into that whether we can able to go for the cost management or not. So here I can say that the cost requirements or cost policies with respect to the plans, we must look into the revenues and the objectives to fulfill. But remember, middle level managers also get a target that's called as schedule. So schedule is not only the target, we also have the part of your cost. That means how much we will invest so that we can able to get the profit even. That also we have to look at. So how much I have to invest, and from that how I am getting the profit, that is also look into look out of the particular middle level manager. So middle level manager works for the part of your knowledge work level. So they will subdivide the knowledge work level, so that we can able to say that this possibility uh, is there. If knowledge will be less or more, we can able to segregate the teams, and those teams will really works for different criteria of jobs. So here the middle level manager takes many decisions, but whenever they come for the operational level has to follow the commands. But sometimes the decision taken by the middle level manager could not be followed by the operational level because of lack of skills. That means to say the complexities are there with respect to knowledge workloads. So we have to give training. Sometimes it also with respect to the place, geographical place where we need to work for. We do not have a placement office, so we have to go by many different complications. So middle level manager has to get to this with respect to the cost and schedule. So we can say the cost and schedule are two different parameters who can be the hurdles, or which can be a high level hurdle to meet the goals sometimes set by the top level managers. So this is what we can understand from the level of your requirements, from the level of your top, from the level to the middle, then coming to the operational management will do what? They will normally look into the goods, what they are producing, normally look into the services, what they are providing, whether that service quality and the quality of the good is intact or not. Because if they will be compromised, normally everything will goes out of order. So quality assurance must be given, and proper testing must be done, so that the customer can able to get the proper satisfaction here with respect to their needs. So this is what the complete structure of your levels. You will definitely get a important question here, that what are the different levels in your managerial skill. Explain with respect to their relations from top level to middle level to operation. We can also get another question with respect to the functions also. So it can be asked to you to write what are the different type of managerial functions. Explain each of managerial functions as per the level of management. As per the level of management. So if you go for control function, I can say the control function will work in case of middle level management. If you ask for organization, I can possibly say organization or organize things must be depending on the part of your top level management, so they prepare the plans. Like this I can possibly go for finding out the levels with respect to their different functions, where we can able to know that what we are trying to meet at which level of managerial skills. So this is what we have here. Anybody need to ask any question based on the levels? Okay. So proceed to next. Here I have my business functions and their respective processes. So here you remember I discussed about managerial skill, and then go for the functions, then go for the levels. Now we are coming for the business functions. As for the need, here we have different business functions with respect to the business activities, where we grouped different functions such as the production, the finance, the personals, as well as the part of your resulting departments. So we have taken into the consideration sale, manufacturing, finance, HR and material management for the needs and facts. So here you can see what they respectively do one after another. So functional system would go for the part of your this five different needs and facts. So production system work with the planning, with controls, maintenance, quality control, and research and development. Where material management goes by the inventory, planning for the material procurement, bill materials, then cost of the estimations, then warehousing. Sales normally go by the advertisement and forecastings, analysis, keep the billings, do the distributions, area of cell control, stock availability, then product promotions must be done. Then coming for the financial. So financial plannings, budgeting, cost accounting, payroll systems, accounts receivable, account payable, and the asset accounting. This must be done with respect to the finance. Coming to the HR, take care of the employees, recruitments, selections, developments, transfers, evaluations, welfare, and retirement must be looked into the part of your different functional systems. So time to time, this different particular functional systems must be considered and we can able to work together. Coming to each of one, now we will go one by one what they do. So I will tell you. Coming to the sell one. So here, sale and marketing function is responsible for selling the organizational products and their respective services. But remember, identifying the customers for the firm, the product, the services, determining what they want, planning and developing the product as per their need, advertising or promoting these products as for the service you are providing is really a challenging task. So sales are concerned with the coordinating, contacting to the customers, selling the products, taking the services, taking the orders, follow up, sell them in the market. And out of that, what we are going to get, we are going to get a proper marketing system, information system. So this proper marketing or information system must be follow some of particular levels. So we can say that we have a order processing, so operational level, then we can go for the market analysis. So this is your middle level knowledge gathering. Then we can go for pricing analysis. So it is also management, that means top level. So this could be the part of your requirement. Then coming for the sell trending or forecasting. So this is also top level. So we have involved everybody here. The top level, the operational level, the middle level, everybody is involved here for the part of your sales and marketing information system. Now coming for the part of your charts to prepare self information system, you can see what is the product code, product description, cell region, actual number of cells, planned, and then we could go for plan versus cell, how much you accurate. So here I can possibly say this kind of information system we must keep so that we can able to understand whether we are meeting the goal or not. If you are not maintaining, then you could not able to look into what is the actual sale you had done and what predictions you had did. And if both are not matching or they are not closer to each other, then possibly you have to adopt some other way of requirements. So we can say carpet cleaners, then come to room fresheners. So this is what the timelines we are going to get. So this is concept of sales and marketing. Now looking into the part of your traditional versus modern marketing. So traditional system does what and the modern marketing does what we achieve out of it. So normally in traditional system we do not have that much of promotion, but nowadays we have many promotions. So we can focus on those particular timelines which will be available for the today's market. So what we can do here, I can possibly focus for the part of your requirements then I have to understand them, then we need to achieve it. So we will first go for the part of your products to choose. Then you can think of what sell promotions we can take. Then we can find out the part of your sell promotions or sellings. So profit through the sell volume only we can get. So this is what I can possibly say that what we achieve by the traditional marketing. But when you look into the modern marketing, this is your traditional marketing you are getting. But if you are looking into the part of your modern marketing, it is quite different. You can see how it is different. So product will be product, but we have a integrated marketing here. So this integrated marketing will let you know that how different kind of promotions nowadays we can do, how different type of products we have, and analyze the product services based on which we have to develop a new service list for the product. That's the point of need. And here in the modern marketing, we does not remain confined to the advertisements only, but here we have to involve the interactions several times with the business activities with respect to the customers, whether they are satisfied or not. So so many times we got calls from the particular products we are using, whether day to day services you are getting or not. So that could be the requirement where we can say profit through the customer satisfaction is a different level of achievement in case of modern marketings. In case of your modern marketings. So this is what we have. Question can come. Differentiate between traditional and modern marketing with respect to the sales. Which one is better? So this is what we have. Then coming to the part of your potentiality with respect to different marketing structures. Yes, identifying the purchase motivation factors, the distribution of transportation factors, the product design adjustment factors, and communication factors with respect to the part of your transaction functions, post transaction factors, and so on. So these are different possibilities we are carrying out from one to other. So identify the potential marketing structures also be important before going for the modern marketing systems adopt. Then coming for the next, the manufacturing system. The manufacturing systems normally look into that how production function is responsible, and this production function really or actually working for the firms or the particular goods or the particular services you need. So if you really wants to work for the manufacturing or production system, they must deal with the planning, developments, and maintenance is what we have with us. So they can possibly strategically design the manufacturing information system. You see what may be the level of organizations. So machine controls, operational, computer aided design, definitely the part of your middle level knowledge management. Coming to the production planning, that must be goes for top level managerial level. Then comes to the part of your facilities of locations. They must be decided based on the part of your strategic. So plans are normally designed by the top levels. So quality control system is there who will certify whether the products are safe or not, whether they are meeting the standard normal service lines or not. So we have ISO benchmarkings, International Standard Organization. So International Standard Organization will be designed for the quality and maintaining the quality, improving the quality also. So these standards requires by the control of raw material in different levels, in equipment management, in performance integrated, wherever you are giving the service, it can be integrated. and we can able to know that what level of quality we are providing. Now, coming to the third one, which will say the finance and the accounting. The finance and accounting in this case must be look into the responsibility to take care of the financial assets such as cash, stocks, bonds, and other investments in order to maximize the return with respect to the financial assets. So financial functions also in case of managing the capitalization or capital money in terms of different rules and regulations, and further we can invest them to find out the information system. So here I can possibly say the account receivable will be taken care by the operational levels. The portfolio analysis can be taken care by the middle level or knowledge level. Coming for the budgeting, profit planning must be taken care by the top level or the part of your managerial levels. So this is about the part of your requirement. Always remember the information system must follow a long-term investment or a short-term financial investment, based on which the profit will vary from time to time, subject to subject, with respect to the investment amount. Now coming to the resource management, one of the powerful management system. This powerful management system must be looked into the human resources of responsibility. Remember that every human responsibility we are following with respect to our needs must be not confined to the employees. Must not be confined to the employees. Remember, whenever an organization is working, it should work for the employees. It should be work for the particular environment. It should be particularly working for the peoples. It should be working for the society. That makes a difference, or we can say that makes the organization different if the organization thinking about the society. That make it unique, or USP, unique selling point of the organization. So strategic level of human resource system must be identified to support the skills, educational levels, types of positions, number of requirements in that particular position. So at the management level, the human resource systems help the managers to monitor and analyze the requirements, allocations with respect to the employees. So knowledge management system for the human resource support system, or time to time analyze it, activates the relationships, then go for the job designs, translating the jobs, and then moving it further to find out the executions. So here we can say modeling of employees must be carry out their paths with respect to the reportings. So here the human resource operational tracks must be figured out. Let's see what we have. We must go for the part of your human resource information system. This human resource information system will say that how better we can work with respect to staff training and development management. So this is also one way, staff training and development management. It works on the operational level. Then going for the career plan. So here I can say the career plan will be done with respect to the knowledge. Then coming to the compensation analysis. So monitor the range of the distribution, employee wages, salary, and the benefits must be taken care by the managerial levels. Then because first the approval will be needed, that's why it will goes to the top level. Then human resource planning. So human resource planning for the long-term labor force, if you need, must be strategic. Otherwise, you will be failure. Now you see the payroll system, what we go for. Normally we have the database, and based on this database we have to work out with. Then going for the human resource management here, we always look into what managerial reports we are keeping. And with respect to that, this managerial reports, we can find out on basis of online queries. So there are many questions are coming, we are answering to that, based on which the reports has to be generated. And your skill of payroll will be generated from that how better you are working, and inputs will be given from the employee data only. So this is what how your HR system works. Now comes to next one, that's your material management. So in case of material management, we can functionally responsible for procurement of raw materials and other items which we will require for the part of your organization. It can be a spare part also. Therefore, we supposed to go for different successful operations from time to time, so that we can able to know that what kind of material management information system I will require, based on which I can procure the raw materials before I need. So inventory system must be work out with the operationals. Then trends goes by the knowledge. Vendor selections done by the top. Now, if you go for the long-term sourcing, then we can think strategically whether they are profitable for you or not. So this is what, as for the requirement, we can do in the inventory. Now coming to the inventory management also, if you're looking into the inventory management, will say what kind of particular requirements with respect to uh, the inventory control system. So inventory control system also works with respect to a database. So we have September order to be provided, and on the online we get many number of queries, and we will try to address those particular queries here. And if you are addressing those particular queries at this particular point of time, what we expect this the different kind of reports to generate, so that we can analyze whether the inventory control system can support the order or not. So those reports here you can see on the right hand end it generated, and if that will meet the order, then we pass the particular order, whether it will be according to the schedule we can prepare or. So inventory control system is one of the important question normally asked, as well as HR management is one of the important question also always asked. So you can write down this particular processes with respect to the business requirement. Now you can see the functional area of the business process will meet different typical business processes. Sale and marketing, identifying the customer, familiarizing the customer with the product, selling the product. Manufacturing, come to the assembly of the product, quality checking, making the bills. Finance, look into the paying credibilities, managing the cash, and so on. So HR management, hiring the employee and looking into how schedules can be made. Then finally comes to the other types, that comes as material management, issuing the tender and try to acquire the tender as soon as possible. So that could be the part of your functionality with respect to the part of your business management. So here, if you start from the marketing system, we will generate with a general order, we will submit the order, check the credibility, and then we approve it. Once approval will be done, we will create the invoice. And once the invoice will be generated, we will go for the assembly of the product, and the shipment is ready, we can send it. So this is what we can follow in case of a functional business process, so that your sale, your accounting, your manufacturing, your material management, every functional process is get involved to complete the task. So this is what we have for today's discussion. Anybody need to ask any question? Anything? Anybody need to ask? Okay. So everybody written your roll number. Radhanjali, Sambit Kumar, Gitanjali, Niranjan. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.